All right, so we have some terminology to talk about here. There is what we call potable water and non-potable water. Now, what is potable water? Well, what potable water is essentially just this: water that is safe for drinking and cooking. And then, if that's what potable water is, then what is non-potable? Well, it's the opposite of that. It is water that is not safe for drinking and cooking. Why? Because it contains contaminants, dirt, toxins, that's poisonous stuff, and microorganisms, viruses, and bacteria. Now, non-potable water is not useless. It actually is usable, and it can be used for, like washing streets, washing your car, washing sidewalks, that kind of thing. You can also clean it up a little bit to where it's still non-potable water, but it's useful for other things, such as it becomes what we call reclaimed water. So the non-potable water that's been cleaned up a little bit is called reclaimed water, and it can be used for things like irrigating sports fields, flushing the toilet, fighting fires, that kind of thing. Now, we had said that there's only 3% of the water on Earth that is fresh water that is available for you and I to drink and use for things like cooking. And so it can exist in several different forms. Probably the most common one would be surface water. Water that it's the lakes, the rivers, the streams. It's this water on the surface. So it's surface water. We then have groundwater that is underneath, and it's not found in giant caves. It's like oil and gas. It's in sort of like a sandy, way down underground. There's regions of within the rock where there's a lot of sand, and this is in between these grains of sand is where we have the groundwater. It also, where else? It exists in the air. We had said water exists as a gas also, so water vapor. So mist, fogs, humidity, things like that. Only 3% of the Earth's water is fresh water. 66% of the only 3% of the Earth's water is fresh water. Of this 3%, 2% of it, 66% of that, you have a third, 2/3 of it. We have 3% of the water is fresh water. 2/3 of that, that's the two of those percentages, is frozen in glaciers. And then the other 1/3 is groundwater and surface water. So water is distributed in all these different locations. Trying to see. I think I'm going to go on and stop here and change gears. So we'll stop right here.